I'm gonna show you why I started making videos like this. I got 720,000 views and made about $2,000 in revenue. It sounds good, but I started making videos like this. I got about 70,000 views and probably gets around $3,400 right now, if I remember. I'm gonna put the stats up, and actually I continue to make money off these videos. They're gonna continue to make money forever. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What's good, everybody? My name is Everton, and I've been on YouTube for about 10 years. The last 5 years, I've actually changed completely how I do make videos. And I actually wanted to start this channel because I wanted to tell you guys and share like how this is done. Being a solo creator, a lot more profitable. There are some 4-step formula that I utilize. All things kind of feed into each other, and I'm going to explain it to you really quickly. I will be making subsequent videos as well to kind of, go a little bit more in depth. This video is going to give you a great head start, but I definitely need to elaborate on a little bit more on how to fine tune some of these things, so know how to get the most bang for your buck and figure out how I do these types of numbers. Definitely hit subscribe, but let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, it's a 4-step formula that I focus on. And the first one is to niche down. Now, what do I mean by that? So a niche is essentially like a category or topic that you want to talk about on YouTube. There are certain niches that pay more. A lot of people will Google, hey, what niche pays the most on YouTube? And they'll find some answers, right? You'll get certain information about it. And there are some ones that are consistent, like finance, education, health, AI, things like that. They're pretty high payers. And the reason why is because there's a lot of money involved in that. I actually am in that arena as well. Like I will literally make videos about finance, consumer services, insurance sometimes, and they do pay a lot well. But the average of these is not that high. I consistently do way more numbers for RPM and CPM, which is essentially the rates at what we get paid at. RPM is revenue per milli. Now, anecdotally, because I don't work for YouTube, I'm consistently like beating that by 3, sometimes even higher. I can show the screenshots on the screen right now, and that only happens when I double niche down. So I get more specific on my category. So let me explain what that means. So I actually made a video in the finance arena, right? It was like I was talking about car insurance, but instead of me saying, okay, I'm gonna make a video about finance, and I'm gonna say, hey, top greatest things to know about finance. That's very broad and won't gather a lot of attention, or maybe it might, who knows. So I had to drill down. Okay, what am I going to talk about in finance? Well, let's do insurance. So I talk about insurance and I drill down on insurance. Okay, but how do I go even further? I talked about a specific carrier. It was Root Car Insurance, and essentially, like it had a lot of momentum going around it. There was a lot of ads being played on YouTube, so I decided to try out the service for 30 days and talk about that experience. And you know what? That to try it out for 30 days was like it was like an evaluation period. It didn't cost me anything, and you know what? It actually paid me about, I think it's about over $1,000 for that video. And FYI, that video that I made, that 738,000 views and $2,000, it had 2 products in there that cost $1,000 each. So with taxes, I was actually in the negative still today from that video. It sounds good, and people might prop that up, but the real context is that we don't really know, what it costs. The truth was that video was a straight L for me. What I did was I do focus on double niching down on a consumer service, or something like that in the like finance arena. Even if you want to talk about education, drill down a couple like niches down and get more specific. Now, what you're giving up in exposure is going to give you a more focused audience, right? So you may not get, let's just say I'm giving up 700,000 views. I can drill down to a more specific 70,000 views that will watch my videos in its entirety, or likely in its entirety or for most of it. And that indicates to YouTube that, well, hey, you have higher engagement. YouTube prioritizes higher engagement very highly. Now I'm going to talk about how this plays into the other aspects. The second thing is that consumer services are key, especially the ones that have a subscription basis or require like a lengthy commitment. So when I say lengthy, I mean multiple months. It doesn't need to be years or anything like that, but something that you can take someone on a journey on. So I'm gonna explain to you why this is important. Number one is that you can actually become the subject matter expert by continuing the conversation. You can make several videos on this, and you don't have to find new viewers, but the viewers that you actually gain from the first time are gonna stick with you. If I talked about an iPhone, right? Okay, cool. They know that, hey, I talk about iPhones, but let's just say I'm tired of talking about this iPhone. I consistently have to recreate videos about an iPhone. Okay, if I want to stay in that niche, I gotta talk about an Android, right? So now I have to talk about an Android and find the viewers that are going to, that I have to discover that are interested in Android devices, okay? So instead of that, I could just have a consumer service I can take along with me, and they can know me as the expert in this field or a subject matter expert. You don't have to find new viewers all the time. You can use your existing viewership. Also, consumer services actually pay a little bit more, and something that I'll go into a little bit later when you go into the affiliate marketing contracts and, brand deals and things like that. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. So step number 3 is actually you want to hit the 8-minute mark on your videos. I'm not telling you to make a 3-minute video and put a bunch of fluff in it to make it 8 minutes, but you definitely want to hit the 8-minute mark or more. More is better to give more value, but you can actually add ad breaks in the middle of your video called mid-roll ad breaks with a minimum of 8-minute video. So whenever you get paid, YouTube pays out in something called RPM. That's a metric, right? When you actually get those 1,000 views, it breaks down to the ad rate of like, hey, how much are you going to take home every 1,000 views that you get? It's a way that you can estimate or kind of see like, how your views break down. But it's revenue per milli, not revenue per ad. So the more ads that you put in per 1,000 views, if you have let's just have a 5-minute video, and I can put an ad in the, in the beginning and at the end of the video, or have a 16-minute video, right? And I have an ad in the beginning, an ad at the 2-minute mark, ad at the 5-minute mark, ad at the 7-minute mark, ad at the 12-minute mark, and then an ad at the end. That 1,000 views is likely to have a way more impactful revenue because I'm running so much more ads. I'm not saying to drop so many ads that people, don't or get turned off in the video, but you just have more opportunities at that point in time to place more ad slots in there, so that way you can get more revenue per milli without having to gain a new viewership. And secondly, this is why having a more focused audience actually matters as well. Okay, so step 4 is that you want to partner with companies that you notice that they're not really on TV that often. They may rely on more social media push for their advertisements and things like that. The reason why is that you're going to have more opportunities to actually partner with them in affiliate contracts and things like that. So I told you on step number 2 that consumer services are key, right? Something that you have to pay for monthly. So I'm going to tell you exactly how this, like step number 4 plays in step number 2. These all relate back to each other. So step number 4, when you're going to partner with these companies, a lot of them have affiliate contracts. More than likely, a small creator, I'm not going to have the ability to say, hey, Lexus, can you give me some money for talking about your car on YouTube? They're not going to do that, all right? Neither is T-Mobile or AT&T. I mean, they may, but but if I go down to like a smaller company, like I used to talk about Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile actually had an affiliate contract with them, and the affiliate contract is standard. I can put this out there, but you can actually see that like they pay $20 per time that I convert. Sometimes Mint Mobile will sell a plan for $45. They're almost giving up 50% of their income for their base, like their initial startup plan to me. And I was like, why would you do that? It's because they don't make the money off the initial payment. They're going to have that recurring income for the long run. So they're okay with splitting up the upfront with me. Oh yeah, we'll give you 50. Sometimes some companies will even give you more than 100%. I have an affiliate contract with a company that actually a lot of times, and the reason I know is because with our tracking metrics, you can see like what customers buy and pay for. Sometimes they pay me more for getting the client than they actually make for the first purchase. They're hoping to get months and months and months of month number 2, 3, 4, and so on of the revenue, but sometimes they pay me more than they actually get initially up front. And that's why you want to focus on consumer services that not only have the recurring interest, but also they're going to likely partner up when you do affiliate marketing. You get a larger lump sum versus like I've noticed that if I do something with Amazon, you usually get a lot less because you're selling that thing one time. So if I say, hey, I want to sell you this, talk about this phone case, you're not going to buy this phone case every month, right? So what you're going to do though, so I may get 2% of whatever this phone case costs. I think it was like $15 or something like that. It's not a lot of money. So, but the partnerships that you get when you go with consumer services that are monthly are much higher from my experience. I'll even show up here. I have a contract with a company. I'm not going to show the name of the company, but I will show you that last month I got paid out $1,500 from one relationship. Yeah. one relationship in 1 month. You could talk about multiple different things and have multiple different affiliate contracts, but this is what an affiliate contract can do when you talk about something that has services that reoccur monthly. And not only that, when you focus on a company that doesn't really market on the TVs and the big stage, you have the ability to do more brand deals, right? Brand deals are when you go to a company comes to you and says, "Hey, I want you to, do a video or two for us." You guys will work out a deal where you guys will negotiate. You say, "Hey, I'll do 2 videos for you for $1,500, right?" And or I'll do a couple shorts, a couple deals, and something like that. Now, the reason why this is actually cool is because a lot of times you retain the ability to make all the other income that you can make with them. The brand deal is only specifically to make that video, right? Or the conditions of whatever you're gonna make. So they say, "Hey, we want an 8-minute video, we want a 3-minute video," whatever the case may be, but you'll get paid $750 up front per video or something like that. This is all fictitious numbers that I'm making up. But yeah, you'll get paid. I've landed a couple brand deals where, I'll get paid $700 to make a video. Then you still get the ad revenue from YouTube. You will still get any affiliate links if you work that out with them, if you negotiate that. Sometimes you can still promote your to your audience and get a new audience or new viewership or things like that, but you get that on top of a lot of all the other benefits. Now, that's up to you to negotiate. Not all brand deals are built the same, but yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. They all feed back into each other. The engagement, the watch time. It's not because you're not making great videos. You just need to sub niche down into a high paying niche that usually pays a lot more. I've gotten, a lot more. Focus on consumer services so you can get those really big affiliate deals. Number 3, hit the 8-minute mark so you can maximize the RPM. Remember, it's revenue per milli. And number 4 is focus on partnering with companies that need your services. So that's the formula. And once again, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe if you like this content. And the next video I'll be making is about affiliate marketing. So stay tuned for that, where I'm going to give you the inside look at how I, gain these deals.